She pressed play. After a silence that had stretched across 40 long years, a forgotten voice finally filled the room. It was a voice she thought she had lost to the mists of time, a ghost from a life lived long ago. The small plastic cassette, brittle with age, turned slowly in the old tape recorder. Each rotation was a heartbeat, a moment of suspense before the past rushed in to meet the present. For 4 decades, this voice had waited trapped in magnetic tape, a silent promise locked away in a dusty box. Now, with the simple click of a button, the silence was broken, and the story that began in a distant summer was about to find its ending. The year was 1983. The world felt different then, simpler perhaps, but just as full of hope and uncertainty. He was young, his face etched with the nervous excitement of a journey about to begin. Before he left, before everything changed, he sat down with the small, clunky tape recorder. He spoke into the tiny microphone, his words intended to cross the distance he was about to create. It wasn't a grand speech, just a simple message. A promise whispered into the machine, a memory he wanted to preserve, and a farewell that he hoped was only temporary. He labeled the cassette with the date, a small act of permanence in a world that felt like it was moving too fast. He believed his voice would be a bridge, a way to stay connected, no matter how many miles came between them. He had no idea it would become a time capsule, a final testament to a love that would soon be tested by silence. He handed her the tape, a tangible piece of his heart, and then he was gone. The days turned into weeks, the weeks into months. The tape recorder was put away, placed in a box at the back of a closet. Life, with its relentless march forward, demanded attention. There were bills to pay, a home to maintain, a future to build. The cassette, with its precious cargo of words, was tucked into a drawer, buried beneath old letters and forgotten trinkets. The silence began. It wasn't a loud, angry silence, but a quiet, creeping one that settled over the house like a fine layer of dust. Decades passed. Calendar pages flipped, seasons changed, and the world outside transformed in ways they could have never imagined. But inside that drawer, the voice remained, suspended in time, patiently waiting. It was an echo of a promise, a whisper from a past that was slipping further and further away. The memory of his voice began to fade, softened by the years, but the tape held it fast, a silent guardian of a moment that refused to be completely lost. She built a new life from the foundations of the old one. The ache of his absence slowly dulled into a quiet, constant companion. She found joy again in small moments and big milestones. She raised children, watched them grow from tiny infants into confident adults. Their laughter filled the rooms that had once been so quiet. Birthdays were celebrated with cake and candles, holidays with family gatherings and shared stories. Through it all, she grew older. The face in the mirror changed, lines of wisdom and sorrow etching themselves around her eyes. And on a shelf in the study, covered by a thin film of dust, the old tape recorder stayed silent, a relic from another era. It was a silent witness to her life, a piece of her history she wasn't quite ready to face, an unopened chapter of her story. It sat there, untouched, its purpose seemingly forgotten, its secret locked away. One quiet afternoon, while cleaning out the old study, her son stumbled upon the dusty machine. He was from a generation of digital streams and instant communication, and the clunky device was a curiosity. He picked it up, turning it over in his hands. "What's this, Mom?" he asked, his fingers tracing the buttons. She explained what it was, a wave of nostalgia washing over her. He opened the cassette door and found the tape still inside, the neat handwriting on the label faded, but still legible. He looked at her, his eyes full of questions. Whose voice is this? He wondered aloud. The question hung in the air, simple yet profound. It was a question she hadn't dared to ask herself in years. A shared look passed between mother and son, an unspoken understanding. Together, they found a set of old batteries. With a gentle push, the cassette clicked into place. Her heart pounded in her chest as his finger hovered over the play button. After a lifetime of waiting, they pressed play. The hiss of the tape filled the room first, a sound from a bygone era. And then it came. The voice. It was just as she remembered, yet somehow different, imbued with the weight of 40 years of silence. "I know it's been a while," the voice began, warm and steady. "But I wanted you to know, wherever I am, whatever happens, I will always be with you. In every sunrise, in every song that makes you smile, in the memories we made. My love for you doesn't have an end. Tears streamed down her face, not of sorrow, but of release. It wasn't a farewell after all. It was a promise that had kept itself for 4 decades. Her son wrapped his arms around her, a bridge between the past and the present. The voice on the old tape recorder had brought him back, not in body, but in spirit. The past came alive, not as a painful memory, but as a beautiful, enduring testament to a love that time could not erase. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow across the horizon, she knew he had kept his promise. He had always been there, waiting to be heard. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey here at Golden Wisdom Waves. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe for more tales that explore the deep connections that shape our lives. We'll see you next time.